Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Board Games Are For Everybody. Today we are going to be talking about Ramses II. This is a puzzle game, more or less. It is a memory match sort of game, but it's not quite memory match as you may expect it. It's more of a abstract memory match. First thing you'll notice is that this instruction manual is huge. That is because it has basically every like 4 or 5 different languages in it, which is, I was going to say like every language imaginable, but there are a lot of languages. It has like 4 or 5 different languages in it, so you will not have a problem learning this game. Lots of languages. We've got our deck of treasure cards. These are ordered from 1 through 3. You want to basically shuffle these up in their respective stacks based on the number on the back. So you would shuffle all of your 1s. You would shuffle all of your 2s. And you would shuffle all of your 3s. And then you're going to put these back in order with 3 on the bottom, 2 next, and 1 on the top. Next thing you're going to want to do is you can take this top part off here, and you're going to want to take these discs, which are all either blank tiles or they will have a different treasure icon on them, and these icons match the icons on the back of these cards. So what you want to do is you want to fill all of these spots with a disc, and we're just going to kind of throw all these out here as randomly spread as we can, and they are actually going to be random, so we'll see how this goes as far as explanations go. And once you have all of these pieces placed down, looks like we are missing some. They're in the corner there. Was wondering why we were missing some stuff. We will get to these colored pyramids in just a second here. Let's get the rest of these pieces. Hopefully this is all of them. There might be some on the other side of the pyramids there as well. Yep, there they are. Okay, so once there we go. Once we get all these pieces in here, you will notice that the treasures are in randomly placed spots all throughout the pharaoh's tomb. We're missing 1. There it is. All throughout the pharaoh's tomb. And once you've done this, what you're going to do is you're going to take your treasures, you're going to take your pyramids here, sorry, and you can put these in pretty well any order that you want. The color isn't that big of a deal. Let's just kind of scatter these all around here. Slowly getting there. It's what happens when you do setup during a video. Here we go. And once you have everything all set up here, you will notice that there is one space that is left over. Now, the reason for that is because while you are actually playing the game, you are going to be moving all of these pyramids in order to try and find the different treasures. So what you do on each round is that you are going to pull up the top card of the deck, which in this case, we've got this weird serpent saxophone thing here. Now that is the treasure that you are trying to find inside of the pyramid. And to do that, the first player is going to move a pyramid in any direction, and they're going to try and find the corresponding treasure on the inside of the pyramid. If they uncover a blank spot, it means that they get to move another pyramid piece until they uncover a treasure. Now, if they uncover the treasure that does not correspond with the card that is on the treasure card, then it moves to the next player's turn, and they now get to similarly move the pyramids to try and find the treasure. Once again, we did not get the treasure that is on the corresponding card, so it would go back to the next player, and play would continue until one person found the serpent saxophone, which could end up being anywhere in the pyramid depending on where it gets shuffled. We're just going to try and find it here so that we can actually give a good example. Very slowly trying to find it, but trying to find it. Probably a good time to say I'm very bad at memorizing things, so memory match has never been my strong suit. But also, apparently, there it is. Okay, I was all the way up at the top. So, once a player finds the corresponding treasure card, they would take that treasure card and put it into their inventory. Now, as you can see up on the top left of each treasure card, there is a value, and that indicates how many points this particular card is worth. So the person who won that card would add it to their inventory, and a new card would be drawn, and play would continue trying to find that object and continuing on until you got to a card that had one of 4 special attributes on it. As you go through the deck, you will be accumulating points based on the treasures that you find and moving your pyramids as you go along. Once you start getting to number 2 cards, I believe it starts at number 2. I don't think I saw any on the number 1s. Nope. Once you start getting to the number 2 cards, you'll notice on the front of the card that some of these cards actually have a little icon down on the bottom here. And there are 4 different icons that correspond with the game. Now, these 4 icons have different varying effects. The first one being the daggers here, which is a duel. If this card is flipped face up, you would announce that it is a duel card, first of all. But you would play this card, and both players would have to choose one of the treasure cards from their inventory to be placed up as a bargaining chip, basically, for this duel. So now each player takes turns trying to find this particular treasure, and whoever ends up finding the treasure first is going to end up taking all of the treasure cards for themselves. Now, I thought this one was up here somewhere. This is what I'm saying with that Doshgar memory of mine. I thought I knew where this stuff was, and I forgot already, even though I saw it while we were going through. So if I can find this candlestick here, if think it might be on the other side there. I think it's up on this side somewhere. There it is, way down in the corner here. We got our candlestick. So whoever found the candlestick first, they would get all 3 of these cards. Typically, when you end up in duels, you want to barter your low valued cards first so that you aren't taking up more points that could possibly be getting rid of. The next one that we have is the Sandstorm here, and the Sandstorm, once that is activated, it flips the board 90 degrees. So now you have to basically memorize where stuff is on a new plane of vision. The next one we have is the Scorpion. With this card, it's not actually played right away. It starts face down first, and in turn, players will go one at a time, moving one pyramid at a time. And the first person to uncover a treasure card has to discard one of the treasure cards that they have in their inventory. And then after that, the card would be flipped up and you would continue trying to look for the next treasure. The last power-up card that we have is this strongman here, like a muscle man. And this ability allows you to move up to 7 pyramids at the same time. Now, you don't need to move 7 pyramids. Say you wanted to move just 4 pyramids. You could just move the 4, and you can do that for any amount of things, but you can only do that 3 times during your turn, and then it goes to the next person's turn. And those are all of the different power-up cards that are spread throughout the deck. And to conclude the game, at the end of the game, once all of the cards have been drawn, after you've gone through the entire deck, players will add up the point values in their inventory of the cards that are in their collected pile, and whoever has the highest amount of scoring cards wins the game. Now, this is definitely a good way to learn to memorize where things are, really, and the fact that there's so many spaces and so many different possibilities where everything can end up, replayability is pretty good. It's definitely a game that I think could help with memory. People who have memory issues, obviously it is something I need to work on because my memory is pretty bad as it is. So maybe I need to play this game a little more so that I can get my own memory sharpened a little bit. But yeah, that is more or less Ramses II. It is a pretty entertaining game, honestly. It's a pretty fun game, all things considered. It is obviously it's a kid's game. It's a game for kids, but I think if you like the whole memory match thing, this is definitely a new way to kind of spice it up memory match a little bit, make it a bit more gamey than just picking 2 things and hoping that they match up. But that's really all I got to say about the game. I think it's a pretty fun game. It's a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I will see you next time. But until then, just remember that board games are for everybody, and I hope I will see you all then. But until then, peace.